What's going on, people? It's Mr. back again with the preview show. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, we're talking about tomorrow's game, Bristol City v Nottingham Forest. If you are new to our channel, please do hit that button, subscribe if you know, and comment below of what is your score prediction for tomorrow's game. Before I am going to tomorrow's game, so if you do want to come on my vlog, you can do. Like I said, I always get a rival person on my show, and I'm happy to announce I've got Bristol City fan Pat. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Back to this is Pat. He's got a podcast called Three Peeps in the Podcast. So yeah, Pat, before we do talk about tomorrow's game, talk about your podcast.
Yeah, so we started about 6 years ago, actually, and it was three friends, non-Bristol City related, when we started it 6 years ago. Three friends together talking about whatever we wanted, really, random topics. One of the lads is a bit of a ranter, a bit of a grumpy old man, so he likes to have a good old rant, and we were basically poking with a stick and wind him up even more. And then we started getting some sort of local celebrity guests on from Bristol based, like Joe Sims from Broadchurch, Justin Lee Collins, Friday Night Project, etc. And then we started reviewing restaurants, movies, all sorts. So it really did just grow from there. And we had Jeff Stedlin on from a football sense, and we started going wider than Bristol after that. And then it wasn't about 2 years ago we started doing the bonus show under the same banner as the other show, Three Peeps in a Podcast, and that is post-match reaction, and I do that with Matt Withers, who writes for the Bristol Evening Post.
Okay.
And we met on Sound of the City, which is a BBC Radio Bristol program hosted by Jeff Twentyman. And yeah, it's just an extended version of a post-match phone-in, effectively, where myself, Matt, and a different fan every week get together to discuss the game. And on that, we've had some great guests, as well as the chairman, John Lansdowne, and the owner, Steve Lansdowne, have come on to talk about Bristol City, amongst other players, etc. And then a third part of Three Peeps in a Podcast is called Robins Reunited, where we get ex-players or staff back together to chat about old times, nights out, away trips, who roomed with who, what they can actually tell us on air. But yeah, it's gone down really well, and really enjoy doing it. So it's all good. So thanks for the shout out there.
Yeah. So if people do want to listen to it, the link is below. So like I say, I always promote other podcasts and that. So people, link below, and make sure you go and listen to it after this live stream. So Pat, let's talk about tomorrow's game. Massive game for both clubs. I know Bristol City, they lost on Saturday 2-0, but so let's just start. How's Bristol City's season been so far?
Well, we're doing really well at home. We haven't won since January, so it's now 16 games without a win at home. Correct?
Really?
Yeah. So our last win was, I think, January at home to Huddersfield. So
wow, I never knew that.
Someone's got to be the team to beat, and I think it might be you guys.
No, that can't happen. No. I am not traveling 350 miles to get an L. There's no police for this can't happen.
Yeah, so this season so far we're top of the away form table, so we'd rather play away, but we've won 4, drawn 4, and lost 4. I think we're in 11th place at the moment, so it's been a bit of a rebuild under Nigel Pearson. Towards the end of last season was pretty much a write-off. Once we were safe, I think everyone's mind was elsewhere. Obviously, no fans in the ground, etc. The season just drifted, but this season it's been a mixed bag. But to be fair, we didn't actually expect to be probably where we are. How we finished last season, I think most City fans would be relatively happy with our position in the league as we stand. Still in with a shout of the playoffs. That carrot's been dangled, but once you get that carrot dangled, the expectation starts to creep up, and then you get a reality check like at home to Bournemouth on Saturday, where we only lost 2-0, but quite frankly, it could have been 5 or 6.
Yeah, we lost to them anyway. We lost, I think it was 2-1. I think lost to them, but they were a good side anyway, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, they're frightening. Billing in the midfield just ran the show. He sort of
Yeah,
glided around the pitch, spraying the
yeah,
ball around. Our homegrown talent of Lloyd Kelly as captain at his young age, again, was fantastic alongside Gary Cahill, and the list goes on. A frightening team, to be fair. But we paid them far too much respect, and that was what annoyed City fans. We paid them too much respect. We sat back and admired them. We would at least have liked to seen a few tackles flying in, which
yeah.
boosts the crowd. But yeah, it was one that we went into expecting at least a draw. So many fans expected at least a draw because we had momentum going in from several good away performances and some battling home performances against Fulham, Swansea, etc. So yeah, rather naively, I expected to get something out of the game, but unfortunately not. So we're going to write that game off and go into tomorrow night's game with that optimism that we had at the start of the game on Saturday.
You spoke about Nigel Pearson. Like I thought when he first got appointed at Bristol City, I thought it was a strange appointment. But as a Bristol City fan, like, what was your reaction when he got appointed? And how's he been?
Well, we all wanted Chris Hughton.
Did you?
We all wanted Chris Hughton, but in sort of April, May last year, when Lee Johnson got the sack, and we appointed Dean Holden, who was assistant to Lee Johnson.
Yeah.
Chris Hughton was more or less, signed on the dotted line according to reports, but something happened at the 11th hour and he didn't. So we appointed Dean Holden, and he had a good start to the season, but then things drifted. We had lots of injuries, and player morale was drifted. So for me, Nigel Pearson was exactly the right appointment, and I think for quite a lot of City fans, Nigel Pearson was the correct appointment. But he came in, won a couple of games, one where he was just sort of sat in the stands, and then he won the next one. But then after that, we went on a losing streak. And I think if it was anyone else, without the caliber, the charisma, the personnel of Nigel Pearson, I don't think they would have got the job full time, because it was only till the end of the season. But yeah, I really like Nigel Pearson. I think he's the man for the job. He's got that presence, that wherewithal to get the best out of players. However, we've, as I said at the start, we've still got that elusive home win to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting time, really, because he's got a smaller squad now. He's got to get the best out of them. He does sit up in the stands for more or less the whole game.
He does that. He did that for Leicester, always in the stand, didn't he?
Yeah, he says he does it basically if he can get a good vantage point, he'll go and sit up in the stands. And I don't mind that for the first half, but come the second half, or at least the last half an hour where the game's still in the balance, you want someone like Nigel Pearson on the sidelines as a presence for me. And we've got Curtis Fleming, who's the assistant to Nigel Pearson, who is on the phone or walkie-talkie or whatever they've got going on, passing on any messages, as well as a couple of coaches in Keith Downing and Paul Simpson. But yeah, for me, I'd like to see him on the touchline at least in the last half an hour.
I was going to say about, like, it was a poor result for you on Saturday, but what players have you been impressed with in this season so far?
Sorry, what was that? I missed that.
What players have you been impressed with?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we've got Matty James and Andy King that have come in as two players that were sort of, Nigel Pearson signings, clearly, because he's managed them before.
Yeah.
But they've brought stability to a midfield that, quite frankly, needed some organisation. So they've come in and impressed in their own way. Rob Atkinson, we signed from Oxford, who's come in and he's hit the ground running. He looks like every bit the defender we need and want. He takes the ball forward. He glides forward. I think he's the fastest player in the team as well, over a certain number of yards. And Hanno Masengo, we've had for a couple of years. We signed him from Monaco a couple of years ago, who had a great start when he signed. Then he had a few injuries and drifted out of the team. Now he's back in the team. He's had an injury in the last couple of weeks. But saying that, he's really impressed. Joe Williams, we signed again a couple of years ago. He got injured. Yeah. He came back into the team and now he's injured again. So there's a bit of a recurring theme with that. But we've had lots. All of our players have impressed in their own way. Andy Weimann, again, he was injured all of last season. Has come back this season. He's
ex-Derby County player.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
He's the engine room of the team quite often. They've all been chipping in, and performances, have been on the whole okay, if not good. But yeah, Saturday was a bit of a shock to the system. But we need to look beyond that and see how well we've done so far, and yeah, pick things up tomorrow night. But yeah, lots of players impressing. George Tanner's come in from Carlisle, and he's hit the ground running. He was supposed to be one for the future, but he's been thrown straight in. So lots of players playing well. We've got competition for places in every spot, apart from a target man. We never replaced Famara Zizou. So it's only really Chris Martin, again, ex-Derby, who is...
another ex-Derby player.
So he's going to score against you tomorrow night.
He will score past
Yeah.
us.
So yeah, he's the only player that we haven't got sort of competition for place for that sort of target man. So yeah, as long as we can keep injuries at bay, which is starting to become an issue, we will be okay this season.
If anyone's got any questions for Patch regarding Bristol City, put in the comments below. Patch, I always say this about rival fans, like Steve Cooper, 10 points out of in 4 games.
Yeah, why did you have to get him? Why couldn't you have got him after this game tomorrow? Because I was quite looking forward to playing Forest, and now you started winning again.
It is what it is. But as you know, like I said, 10 points, we're in fantastic form. You lot, I've not won at home. Are you worried about Forest's form since Steve Cooper's come?
I'm never worried about anyone else's form other than our own, to be honest.
Yeah.
I always believe that's the City mantra. I think, yeah, I think we will do well. We will win tomorrow. It's got to come sooner or later. So 16 games at home without a win. It's got to come. It's got to come tomorrow night.
To us, though. It happened to us. Like I said, Forest didn't. We didn't win a game in front of fans since Leeds United 2 years ago. So it was our first home win in front of fans on Saturday. So, and as well, we've won 3 games back to in a row away. So
who are your danger man? Who do we need to look out for?
I think the player you've got to worry about is Brendan Johnson. I think that's the player you've got to worry about. But everyone's been on form, and like everyone's been on since Cooper's come in.
So what's he done? What's he done? Is it literally the same team, same formation?
Same formation. No, different formation. He's got 3 at the back. He plays 3 at the back. He's got like plays like 3-4-3, but players like Johnson, Ziganale, and Graben, it's much better,
Okay.
and like especially away from home, we beat teams like Huddersfield, Barnsley, and Birmingham 3-0. Okay. So, and with Bristol City, like their form's not been great. Like you must be a little bit worried. I know you said you're not worried about other teams, but this home form.
Yeah,
are you not worried a little bit?
No, not at all. It's got to change, and why not tomorrow? I just think that the Bournemouth game on Saturday will be a big wake-up call, and Nigel Pearson won't stand for that. So I think there's going to be a bit of a shake-up tomorrow, a few changes. Might even see Chris Martin dropping out. However, the fact that he's going to be playing against Forest might just keep him in the team, to be fair. I'm getting a bit distracted by the comments here. Best thing about Bristol is the Wurzels. Yeah, it's a good shout.
I was just about to read a comment for you from DoreOnTour. Ask Patch about the free kick that came at Reading away. Best thing ever. What happened?
Well, so that's Ben, who's got a great YouTube channel.
I'm meeting Ben before the game. So.
Right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I went to Reading with Ben, and on a couple of occasions, I'll get my phone out and record when I think we're going to score.
Yeah.
But I don't use it all the time, and every time I've used it so far, it's come off. So yeah, it was a free kick, and I think I was filming it, and we scored. So yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures. If it's 0-0 tomorrow and we've got a free kick, I might get my camera out.
Listen to me, I get my camera out anyway. So that's all it matters. I'm a vlogger, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but people enjoy it, and
Absolutely. I don't know.
it,
I don't know what the rules are these days because I used to. Well, I still work with a lad who is a ground hopper, and he used to film lots of things,
yeah.
film lots of the game, and then they would get taken down if you filmed too much of the game.
Oh no, I palm it to myself or the fans most of the time, but I do.
Right. Okay.
But if we score
Just celebrations, maybe.
celebrations
Yeah.
most of the time, but yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun. I said, people, if you've got any questions to ask Patch, put a comment below. If you
Nigel
want me,
Pearson will rip someone's head off if he loses. Yeah.
listen to me, right? I think Forest's form, Patch. I think I'm not going to give him a score prediction. I think for Forest's form, I've got a good feeling we'll win.
Okay.
Because
Well, you've got every chance. Everyone else has beaten us at Ashton Gate.
Exactly. But like, two more questions, Patch. Like I said, I'll start the season. Where did you thought you'll finish?
Mid-table. That was mid-table was the ask. I think it's a bit of a rebuild. We got rid of, I don't know the number, but over 10 players, some of which I didn't want us to get rid of, quite frankly, like Jamie Patterson, and look how well he's doing at Swansea now. He's
Ex-Forest player.
ex-Forest, yeah.
Yeah.
I really like him as a player. He had a few injuries, and he went off on loan to Derby, came back, and hit the ground running, and then drifted a little bit again. So, Nigel Pearson obviously thought he had enough players in that position to warrant to let him go. But yeah, there was a couple of, and Liam Walsh is another one that we thought we would definitely hang on to. I think he's again someone who suffers with injuries. But we've got a much smaller squad now with, as I say, cover in every position apart from that sort of target man role. So yeah, it was going to be a rebuild this season, and I think most fans will be satisfied come the end of a season with a mid-table finish that sees us competing. Saturday's game is the first time that I could say we haven't competed in a match. We've been in every game. We've only lost by one goal. That was the first time. Yeah, that's the first time we've only lost by more than one goal on Saturday. And quite frankly, it could have been a lot worse. But yeah, that was a bit of a flattering scoreline, believe it or not. But yeah, we've been battling every game, and I just hope that was a little blip on Saturday.
The two quick questions for you, Patch. Who has come back and got to play against in the midfield? So who's your centre midfield for Bristol City?
Well, Saturday it was Matty James and Andy King, both ex-Leicester. Andy King came off injured towards the end of the game. Backinson came on. Masengo is apparently fit, so he hopefully will be in the middle. And if he is in the middle, you won't be able to miss him. He's got massive hair. That's the song about him. So he's a young French lad who is very exciting. So I think it'll probably be Masengo and Matty James in the middle.
Okay. Another question for you, Patch. Ask Patch, how have you found it frustrating that Bristol City haven't won a game at Aston Gate for over a dozen games?
Yeah, very frustrating. Obviously, you always want to win your home games, and usually you want to get a draw or nick a win on your away games. And I've been to every game this season, apart from Millwall, which we lost. The other away games I've been to, we've pretty much won every one. So I just feel really sorry for the fans that only go to the home games, that can't or don't travel to away games, because it's quite frankly, it's two different teams. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. Most people have got a couple of drinks on board, so they're more up for it as well. So yeah, the home form has been frustrating, and we just need to whip that atmosphere up a bit. The under the lights is always a little bit better as well on a night game. So yeah, I think we're in for a good game. Good game tomorrow night.
Right, last but not least, people, I'm going to ask Patch for predictions, but people, comment below, what's your score prediction for tomorrow's game?
Just one thing for James Graham. I do remember Gary Parker scoring in the League Cup semi-final.
What year was that?
I was there 1989, I think. Yeah, 1989. It was 1-1 up at Forest, and then it went to extra time in the in the second leg of the now Carabao Cup. So it's
Carabao
the League Cup back then.
You've got good memory, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I'm a few years older than you, I reckon.
How old do you think I am?
38.
Bang on.
Spot on. Didn't know that. I've never met you before. I've just turned 40.
37.
But 37. Yeah, it was great. It was a great game. Alan Walsh hit the post in the last minute of the second leg, and we would have won and gone through to the final, which would have been incredible. I think we were League One then in current money. Obviously, you were first division and we were third division, I think. So it would have been a massive upset and a massive thing for us to get to the League Cup final. But yeah, went to extra time and Gary Parker scored, which put us out, which was a shame. But we got that far.
So last but not least, what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
I'm gonna have to go for a win. I'm gonna go 2-1 Bristol City with a last 10 minutes goal from Chris Martin.
No, that's not happening. Definitely not Chris Martin. I think he loves going past Forest. He does. I think. But last time,
he should be up for it tomorrow. And I honestly think that there might have been a chance that we might have started with Naki Wells and Vyman up top if it hadn't have been Nottingham Forest. So I think it'll be Andy Vyman and Chris Martin up front, with Callum O'Dowda and probably Jada Silva on either side, with Masengo and Matty James in the middle, Callas and Baker at the back unless Atkinson's fit, and then Tanner and Campering left and right back. So I think we'll go 4-4-2, and obviously
who's your goalkeeper? Who's your goalkeeper?
So Dan Bentley's our goalkeeper, and he was
he's still
player of the season last season for us. No surprise.
Does he still wear that dodgy goalkeeper kit?
Yeah, so it's multicolored. It's like paint splash. Kit. Yeah, but he's a terrific goalkeeper. I think one of his best saves was at Forest last season.
Oh, I can remember it. I think
he clawed one out of the top corner from someone. I can't remember who. Someone.
Did you not win?
I think so.
I didn't think we won that game as well.
I think so.
And people comment. Sure. Can't remember the Bentley save. I can remember it as well. I got cheesed off. I think I was doing a live stream and I got pissed off with it because he did a fantastic save.
Yeah, no, he's quality.
Right, people. Pat, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me on, mate.
Are you going to the game tomorrow?
I should be there.
What time are you going to be there for? So we could meet up.
Well, I'm going in the prawn sandwich brigade tomorrow.
One of these people.
So a part of the Robins Reunited element of the podcast, there's a former players association which has been set up at Ashton Gate. So I'm going to go in there, and I'm sat on a table with ex-City player Alan Walsh, who I've mentioned already, and Rob Newman, who is now working with David Moyes at West Ham. So one of my questions to Rob Newman will be, can you do a Robins Reunited with yourself, Rob Newman, and David Moyes? Because David Moyes is ex-Bristol City. So hopefully that'll be a really good podcast.
If you won 2-1. You won 2-1.
Oh, we won 2-1. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was something Mushi got sacked.
Oh, and we got your manager sacked.
Yes, he did. Yeah, that was the game. I think. Yeah, I remember that game now. Dan Bentley's, it was Southend United's finest.
Did he come from Southend to Brentford then, maybe, by the sounds of it?
It must have been. Yeah.
Really nice lad. He's our captain as well.
I just thought I'd pre-warn you, Pat, because everyone was worried about Forest's first kit win, but we've won 2 games in the away kit, so I just thought I'd pre-warn you. It'll be really good.
Have you got a third kit tomorrow? Have you? Is that what
we've got.
What colour is that?
Yellow, and a little bit orange. And we've done. Forest fans, when we first seen it, we thought, oh no, this is the worst kit ever. And since I think was it Huddersfield away? Been fantastic in it. Okay. We won it against Huddersfield, Barnsley, and we've been fantastic in it. So now we're using it against you lot. I think you lot should be.
So Bournemouth on Saturday played in a horrible green shirt. And it's caused a little bit of a stir on social media because there's lots of colourblind people that were saying that it was causing havoc with their sight against the
Oh,
pitch and against the red of Bristol City and things like that. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Color of the kit. It's no, I'm not colorblind myself, so I haven't got anything to draw on. But apparently, it was causing some people actually left.
there.
Yeah, I mean, not for the fact we were getting absolutely battered, but
Yeah.
yeah, they left early because it was playing havoc with them.
Wow. So hopefully tomorrow we can Forest kind of make
All these people saying, "Come on, you Reds." I mean, that could mean either side.
Which Reds people? Comment below. What's your Reds? Is it Forest or Bristol City? We don't know Bristol City. If there is Bristol City fans, make sure you subscribe as well.
Yeah, that was our chant. That's our chant. Come on, you Reds, but it's yours as well.
Well, Patch, it's been a pleasure. But,
yeah, no, thanks for having me on, and good luck with Ben tomorrow. He's he's got a great YouTube channel. Robin's on tour, and he did really well to get to the Football Content Awards last week, I think it was. Very dapper.
Yeah, I was in it as well. I was in the best.
Oh, fair play.
But I was, but there was too many high-profile people in my category, so
okay.
There was no chance.
Saying, well, yeah, you've got to be. It's great to get the content out there, and you know, we don't do this for anything other than a hobby and a bit of fun.
Exactly.
People seem to enjoy it, so well done for doing it, mate.
Thank you very much. But like I said, people, there's 50 people in. If you want, like I said, Patrick, he just got a podcast. So if you do want to go and listen to it, have you done a Forest and Bristol City review on your?
Well, we've done it for the last 2 years, so there would have been a couple of games last season, and obviously this is the first time we've played you this season. So it'll be out Wednesday mid-morning if you want a Bristol City slant on the game.
Out
on the game from tomorrow night. So yeah, we're going to do it 8 a.m. We record 8 a.m. the following morning on a Tuesday game.
Okay.
So we'll get that out. So yeah, at 3PIAPC on Twitter. You can find that link.
The link's below, people. So if you if you do want to literally Wednesday morning, go link below, click on it, and it should be out. But Pat, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Thank you very much for coming on. People, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Like you know, I'll be there tomorrow as well. I should get to in Bristol around 6:30 to meet fans, get the petition and all that. But yeah, Pat, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much again. But people, I'll see you tomorrow. And like I said, subscribe, like, and comment.
Yeah, bad luck for tomorrow, mate.
Don't talk stupid. Peace.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Cheers.